the first time I put makeup on in about 4 weeks, so consider it a privilege. Hello everybody, my name is Amanda and welcome back to another video. I am currently in my final year of doing English literature at Glasgow University, but because of certain circumstances we are all now working from home. The UK is in social lockdown and I don't want to dwell too much upon that. I instead want to share with you what I do to make my days as good as possible and how I kind of set myself up for success when it comes to just having a good day. So today I want to talk you through my morning routine, my quarantine routine, my core routine, I guess, and I want to talk to you about the small things that I implement to just get some structure back into my day without putting too much pressure on myself. Something that I want to touch upon maybe a bit later in the video as well is how this has helped me shift my mindset a lot from feeling like my day is only successful if I've been productive to feeling that my day is successful if I feel good about myself, if I'm being healthy, if I am enjoying myself, that type of thing. Because I think it's unreasonable to expect the same level of productivity from yourself if we're in this weird situation, right? So in the morning I actually don't get up very early. I have my alarm set for about 7:15 or 7:30, and then I just kind of lay in bed for a while and check my phone, check the news, that type of thing, because I don't want to drag my days out for too long because I only have a set amount of things that I need to do in a day, and therefore I try not to wake up too early and usually read a book. I get out of bed at exactly 8 o'clock and then I go and make breakfast. So what I do is actually that I try to really organise my days around my meals, and I have my meals pretty much set at the same time every day. So I eat breakfast at 8 o'clock and I eat lunch at pretty much 12 o'clock. I have a snack at 3 p.m, I have dinner at 6 and then maybe a snack at 9. And that really helps me put my day into blocks, and that allows me to be very flexible when it comes to where I put my tasks, because my morning routine is pretty sacred. And the morning is my me time. It's when no one else in the flat is up yet and I don't want to start working right away. I like to take my time to set myself up for success for the day, and usually I don't start work until after lunch. Actually, I take the entire morning to have breakfast for a really long time, read a book, or do kind of things that make me happy, that make sure that my day is a success. So after breakfast, which is porridge as usual, I do go and make my bed. I feel like that's usually very helpful, clean space, keeps a clear mind and all of that. All the stuff in the book probably, and I do it every morning whether in quarantine or not. And then I go on to journaling. So I try to write a few sentences about every day and I use my bullet journal for that, and it's been useful to have a place to just kind of say today was a good day, or today was a bad day, or today I felt like this, or today I felt like that. And then after I do that I go on to write about my tasks for the day, and I do try to make my list quite extensive so I feel the accomplishment of taking things off. I have been so much more creative with my bullet journal lately actually, so I've gotten some washi tape and some stickers and I really make an effort to make it look nice and springy, and I kind of see bullet journaling as a fun activity, something that's kind of self-care, something that I really enjoy, and I think personally that it looks really nice and it keeps my day organized as well. So here you can see that I show you my daily routine basically, and today we're focusing on the morning routine. And I kind of block off my time, just like I said, around my meals, and my days look pretty much the same every day, although what I do when kind of shifts around a little bit. But before coffee break at 10:30, always coffee break at 10:30, I just do whatever makes me happy. And then after coffee break, I try to do some tasks before lunch. So after my bullet journaling morning routine that's kind of clearing my mind a bit, I do go on to do yoga. And this is one thing that I've started doing, and I've done it pretty much every day since quarantine started, and it's really helped me feel like even if I don't feel like working out that day, at least I get a bit of stretching in, or I move my body a little bit. And it's not about exercising in a sense. It's just about keeping to a routine. This is something that I hold myself accountable for every day. So even if I don't feel like doing yoga per se, I will always do a few stretches because it gives me that sense of accomplishment that I show up for myself. And it's also nice to see that I have gotten a lot more flexible and stronger, which is really cool. So here I get into gym gear right away because today's a workout day. I work out 4 days a week on average, excluding the yoga. But if I don't work out, I usually just do yoga in my pajamas, and then I get into normal clothes right after that, just to feel like I'm not walking around in my pajamas every day. So I actually wear jeans and stuff on a regular basis in quarantine because it makes me feel a bit more put together. After yoga, brush my teeth, I cleanse my face every day. Again, this is part of my routine. It's just second nature by now. It's just something that I do to make myself feel better, and I round this off at about 9 o'clock, sometimes 1/4 past, sometimes 9:30, depending on how long my yoga takes, and then I usually sit and read. I've been reading Labyrinth by Borges, but I have also just finished Lanark by Alistair Gray, and I've been reading a lot more in this quarantine because I do take that time for myself. But also, if I don't feel like reading that particular day, I'll just play The Sims, or I'll play CSGO, or I'll do my makeup, or do something that makes me feel happy, because the morning time is again me time. Then at 10:30 every day, Sigri, my flatmate, and I, we have coffee. Mid-morning coffee is like the highlight of my day. I love it. We get together, we plan the day, and like you see here, we're having an Easter brunch tomorrow. So having coffee every morning, this kind of breaks up things. So me time before coffee, and then after coffee I go on to do small tasks, just tick things off my to-do list, like take out the bins or do the washing or that type of thing. All the things that are kind of quick that you can just get out of the way. And then I have lunch. I try to cook or bake or make something fancy every week, if not every day. That's usually for dinner though, where I feel like I have a bit more time. So here's just some scrambled eggs on toast with some red peppers and nutritional yeast. And that lunchtime at 12 o'clock finishes up my morning routine. And I can pretty much say that we are about 3-ish weeks into lockdown, and I was quarantined for a week before that as well. That I have been doing this morning routine without fail every day, and it's helped me feel a sense of accomplishment about my days when I don't really have any productivity things to do, because I've basically finished up my uni work. I handed in my dissertation 3 days ago now, which means that I just have the one exam to revise for, but besides that I don't really have any productive things to do. So I'm trying to structure my days around other things, like exercise, like baking, like reading, like things that bring me joy without necessarily having to be something that's very productive. And that's been really hard. I have been struggling a lot. I define a lot of my person around being productive and getting things done, and I take enjoyment in just getting down and doing the work, but we can't do that in these times, and it has to be okay to measure your accomplishments on other grounds, and that's for me been really hard, but I feel like I'm getting there. And if there's one thing that you're going to leave this video with, something that I realized about a week and a half into quarantine, something that really changed the way I look at things, is basically that I was doing things to kill time, and that just makes things very pointless, because there's just another day, and after that there's another day that you have to fill. But if you actually make sure that you value each thing for what it is, you sit down and you play The Sims, you enjoy it, you play The Sims because you want to play The Sims, or you sit down and you read because you want to read, not to kill an hour of your day, then things automatically, for me at least, became more meaningful, and I felt like I took so much more joy from each task just because I was doing it not to pass the time, but because of the enjoyment for that activity itself, if that makes sense. I hope that you guys enjoyed this morning routine and that you can take something from it, that you can kind of adapt it into how your routine works, that if you're more motivated to work in the morning, then that time that I've blocked off in the afternoon for work, just swap it with one of the blocks that's before or after morning coffee, basically, because that's kind of the beauty of block time, that you can just kind of exchange one block for another. And make sure that you don't put too much pressure on yourself, and I'm gonna try and do the same. And stay safe out there, take care of each other, and I shall see all of you guys in my next video. Bye.